Well, the Whimsical Circus event is finally here, and to be honest with you, I wasn't expecting this wonderful show and Fisherman's Wharf to be going on at the same time. But where one is pay to win, the other one is a nice one for free to play. Now, because we have seen a fishing event before, I'm going to save that towards the end, so if you are new to it, make sure you stick around for that point. 7-day login, nothing new on this, make sure you're logging in if you want that ugly fish avatar. And for the Fisherman's Journey, we've seen these before, free side and a pay side. However, if you do want that ugly fish outfit or even a Mecha Titan, you're going to want to spend the $10. And to be honest with you, if you plan on doing anything inside this wonderful show, going and getting the paid side of this for $10 is going to be better than any of the other deals you get. I think we get something like 36 tickets just on that side. Plus, once you make it towards the end by going and using your fishing tickets or fishing bait, you'll be able to go and pull from that box there, which you don't always get the best stuff, but it's going to be some more tickets. But over to the wonderful show, let's talk about this one. Think of this as a Cappy Gotcha without having the Monopoly border. Instead, you're going to hit the button here, everything's going to spotlight, and you're going to go and land on one of these things. Instead of a 300 pity though, pity will be 60 for a limited reward, and if you get the grand prize one, it'll start back over at 300. But some of the nice things we have inside here is the excellent mount core selection box and the rare core mount selection box. And this may not seem like that big of a deal, but still, getting these things will increase the overall speed, meaning you're going to be doing that much better in battle. But the ultimate prize on this is going to be that wonderful crown, and wait till you see what we can trade this in for. So take a look at our first immortal mount. This is going to be the Overlord Deer, and this is why I say this is the pay to win side. 21 times you can go and claim this thing. There's nothing like quests or missions to go and have a chance of going and doing this spotlight, and this thing right here, this is going to really suck some wallets dry. We also have the Awakened cores for it too, which you can go and buy for 15 times also if you dump the money into it. But probably the most tempting thing is going to be that Meow Star treasure, where we can now go and get the Awaken up for both Diego and the Sphinx. That is half the price as the regular one there, but still there's a lot of stuff in here that I don't have that I'm saying, oh shucks, I'm gonna have to spend some money on this event. But let's not try to think too much about that in the game that's supposed to make things more free-to-play friendly. Let's actually go over and look at the free-to-play stuff inside the fishing event. So heading over to the Fisherman's Wharf, if anybody knows what a wharf is, if you could put it down in the comments there. My mind just sees it as a silly word. It's going into strange places, and I'm just going, what the heck's a wharf? So if you have a wharf, you know what a wharf is, let me know down in the comments what a wharf is. So one thing that's going to be a little bit different on this is if you have your line break on you, you're not going to get hit with that. Do you want to try again with 50 gems? So keep that in mind. If you do have a bad pull on things, you're not hitting that perfect, that you won't be able to kind of go and cycle through those things. We're a little bit more limited on what we can do with broken lines or recasting. So nothing out of the ordinary on the normal exchange here. It looks pretty standard for a Capybara event. But things are looking pretty tempting over in the advanced exchange. Once again, definitely some pay to win aspects here in the fact that this Mecha Titan can be claimed 18 times. Pretty sure that's going to take it up to Mythic Plus 2. The King of the Salty Fish, no idea how far this is going to take you, being able to claim this one 16 times, but I can only assume that it's going to be able to get maxed out for those whales out there. The Arcana selection boxes are back, and we also have this Spring Orchid back. Didn't think that this was going to be coming back so fast. Seems like we waited so long for Elsa that it was going to be 6 months to see this again, but it's here if this is something you're using in your build, which most likely you're probably not. And then we have some epic boxes where we can go and pick the one we want, and then some random ones too. Now heading back over to the fishing event, one thing I don't want to get wrong in this video is we can go and use gems to buy bait. Just by hitting that plus button down there, you can go and get as much bait as you want. No idea if there's a limit on it. Don't see anywhere on there that says there's a limit, so I would just go nuts and use all your gems if you can. Which I guess we could say rest in peace to the Dragon Girl there, because that's what I was hanging on my gems for. But at any rate, this is going to be a fun and good event to pump those gems into. So anyone that is new to the fishing event, you hit that button in the middle, you're going to see the meter going back and forth. And we really want to hit that solid green line right in the middle. That's going to land the perfect, get us better chances of getting better fish. So once you go and hit your spot on the meter, now it's time to reel in this fish. And you'll be seeing 3 different colors, green, yellow, and red. Hold it down the whole time with green. You won't have to worry about your meter filling all the way up. If the meter does ping, you're going to snap your line on you. If you go and have this thing where you're not pulling your fish in and it goes past 150 meters, you're gonna once again snap your line. So green is good, hold it down. Yellow, it will start to creep up on you slowly, but once you go and you see red, you're gonna start feeling your phone. If you have haptics on, you wanna make sure you're letting off a little bit, holding down, letting off a little bit, and holding down for the red. You never wanna let the meter fill all the way up because that will snap your line. Getting in that fine green line there is going to give a perfect. It's going to improve your chances of getting a good fish, but it's not guaranteed. Over on the right-hand side, you'll see unlockable, next target, and total caught. Every time you go and grab a fish, it's going to add to that total caught. When you hit that next target, you're going to get that unlockable. This situation here, at least if I'm recording this the right time, it shows a fishing pole. Once you go unlock that fishing pole, it'll automatically get equipped. There's not going to be anything where you have to switch them out on your own or be able to switch back to another one. Up in the top right, you'll see the fish encyclopedia. These are going to be all the fish that you catch. And once you go and say, get your fishing pole from your unlockable, the next thing usually is going to be the next fishing area. And this will typically cycle back and forth between fishing pole, new area, fishing pole, new area. But it does seem like once you get in those new areas, it is going to be harder to catch those fish until you go and get yourself a better fishing pole. Depending on how many fish you catch every day, there is going to be a leaderboard over on the left-hand side. If I remember correctly, once you get past the first day, the gems start getting better for the rewards, so it's not a bad idea to try to rank high in those. But either way, just play the game as normal, and where you sit is where you sit. As far as going over to the fishing packs and purchasing these packs with the fishing poles in them, they will not improve your chances of getting a legendary fish. They'll just make it easier to catch on that meter. And where I said in the past, don't buy these things because they're really not going to help you out that much, they are actually a halfway decent deal and looks like you can get some more bait from going and using them. Now we finally make it to the last fishing spot. This is where those perfect hits are really going to make a huge difference. So if you're not hitting on them, make sure you just let your line snap at first, go over to the actual normal exchange and trade those things in for more bait. Keep an eye on it though, because the last thing you want to do is go and use all these things up and then you're just left with a bunch of broken line that you can't trade them in for anything. The other thing you want to do is, once again, make sure you're at that final fishing spot. You want to use these fishing points on any one of the baits that you see inside there. Yeah, it may seem a little counterproductive that we are trying to save these fishing points up to go and get other things, but the fact of once you go and get to the final one, you're going to get more of these things from the fish that you catch, so it actually ends up giving you more than what you would have started with. And as far as how many of these things you should be casting at a time of ×1, ×2, ×5, ×10, I think you could even do like a ×20 or 30. I usually do ×10, ×5 is also good. ×1 and ×2, you'll just be sitting there forever and it doesn't really seem to be giving that good of rewards. I mean, it's all RNG anyways, but ×10 is the way I like to do it, and I know others do ×5. So where a majority of this event is pay to win, at least the fishing event we can go and get some good stuff for free-to-play players. And we can kind of work it a little bit by working on those snapped lines and also buying the bait inside the exchange. Oh, and by the way, the top ranked person can also receive a title for being the first inside that fishing ranking. So I guess let me know your thoughts on this, and if you want to know what a big win is for the free-to-play community, take a look at this video right here. Thanks for watching, and remember, I pick my butt.